material prosperity. 100 years later, the Negro is still languished in the corners of American society and finds himself in exile in his own land. And so we've come here today to dramatize a shameful condition.
And since we've come to our nation's capital to cash a check, when the architects of our republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, they were signing a promissory note to which every American was to fall, and this note was a promise that all men, yes, black men as well as white men, would be guaranteed to the unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is obvious that today that America has defaulted on this promissory note insofar as the citizens of color are concerned. Instead of honoring the sacred obligation, America has given the Negro people a bad check, a check which has come back marked insufficient funds.
We refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. We refuse to believe that there are insufficient funds for the great flows of opportunity in this nation. And so we have come to cash this check, a check that will give us upon the narrative of richness and freedom and security of justice. We have also come to this hallowed spot to remind America of the fierce urgent of now. There is no time to engage the luxury of cooling off and take up the translucent drug of journalism. Now is the time to make real progress of decadence. Now is the time to rise from the dark and the solid valley of segregation to the sunlight path of racial justice. Now is the time to lift our nation from the quicksand of racial justice to the solid rock of brotherhood. Now is the time to make justice a reality for all of God's children.
It would be fatal for the nation to overlook the urgency of the moment. This sweltering summer of the Negroes legislate disconnect will not pass until there is an inventory autumn of freedom and equality. 1963 is not an end, but a being, and those who hope that the Negroes needed to blow off steam and will now be content will have a rude awakening if the nation returns to business as usual. And there will be a neither rest nor Negro community must not lead us to distrust of all white people. For many of our white brothers, as evidenced by their presence here today, have come to realize that their destiny is tied up with our destiny. And they have come to realize that their freedom is inextricably bound to our freedom. We cannot walk alone, and as we walk, we must make the pledge that we shall always march ahead. We cannot turn back.
There are those who are asking the devotees of the several rifles, when will you be satisfied? We can never be satisfied as long as the Negro is the victim of the unspeakable violence and the police brutality. We can never be satisfied as long as their body is heavy with fatigue of travel, cannot gain lodging in the motels of the highways and the hotels of the city. We cannot be satisfied as long as the Negro's basic mobility is from a smaller ghetto to a larger one. We can never be satisfied as long as our children are stripped of their selfhood and robbed of their dignity by signs stating for whites only. We cannot be satisfied as long as the Negro in Mississippi cannot vote and the Negro in New York believes he has nothing for which to vote. No, we are not satisfied, and we will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like water and righteousness like mighty stream. I'm not unmindful that some of you have come here out to great trades and revolutions. Some of you have come fresh from narrow jail. And some of you have come from areas with west and south. And some of you have come from areas with east. Like storms and persecution and stricken by the winds of illness, he that you have borne, then remains suffering continue to work with faith and unlimited suffering with honor is red corruption. Don't go back to Mississippi, go back to Alabama, go back to South Carolina, go back to Georgia, go back to Louisiana, go back to the slums and ghettos of our old cities, and knowing that somehow this situation can and may change. Let us not allow in the valley of despair. I say to you today, my friends, and even so, we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow. I still have a dream. It's still a dream deeply involved into America's dream. I have one day in this nation will rise up and live out a true meaning of this creed. We hold those truths to be self-individual. That means all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day the red hills of Georgia and the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slaves owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even in the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of operation, we will transform into Ovid and freedom and justice. I have a dream that 4 little children one day will live up to a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but the continent of their character. opposition and nullification. One day, right there in Alabama, little black boys and little